Welcome back to Living 808. Estate planning. What is it? Why is it important? Do I need one? Here with all of the information, attorney Michael Madison, who is with Estate Planning of Honolulu. Hello, thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
Let's jump right in. What is an estate plan, and is it important to have?
It's very important to have. Yeah, an estate plan allows you to make decisions regarding your property, your finances, your real estate, so that someone else doesn't have to make those decisions for you. If you draft a proper estate plan, it's going to save you time and money. I think a lot of people get thrown off by the word estate plan. They think it's only for the wealthy, but really everyone should have an estate plan. If you own property in Hawaii, you're going to need an estate plan, or your property is going to go through probate.
Okay, and for people who may not be familiar with probate, what is that?
Probate's a court-monitored process that oversees the distribution of your assets. It's very time-consuming. It can be very expensive.
Okay, so basically if you own property in Hawaii, or if everything that you've accumulated in your life, right, and you want to pass it down to your children or to an institution, you would state all of your wishes in your estate plan.
Yeah, most people would draft a revocable trust. If you own over $100,000 in assets, or if you own real property in Hawaii, you have to place those assets in a trust in order to avoid probate. But once you place those assets into the trust, it'll be distributed to your beneficiaries free of any probate.
Okay, great. So basically, whoever you're passing it on to, they will get it quicker. There's no additional charges, stuff like that.
Yeah, it's
that
less expensive and not as time consuming.
Okay, good. What would you say are the biggest mistakes that you see people make when creating an estate plan?
Well, I would say the biggest mistake I see are people trying to do it on their own, whether it's, using an online platform to create their own will, making changes to their deeds. It's never a good idea, but there are a lot of pitfalls in this area. One of the things I like to do when I'm talking to clients is to go over celebrity estate planning mistakes, because I think that really illustrates some of the problems. For example, Prince, the musician who recently passed away, he never had an estate plan, and now a judge is deciding how his $200 million estate is going to be distributed. Not a good idea. The actor Heath Ledger from Batman, he drafted an estate plan but never updated it, and he never updated it after his daughter was born. So his daughter wasn't provided for in his estate plan. It's really important to always update these plans.
That is so interesting, because you would think that once you have a child, they would automatically, it would be assumed that that would be taken care of, but not necessarily, I guess.
Yeah, you really want to update your plan. I think in his plan, everything went to his parents, and they did the right thing. They gave everything to his daughter, but under the document, that wasn't the case.
And people don't always do the right thing. I mean, that's something that unfortunately happens. Someone passes away, money is involved. Sometimes things can get really ugly.
They can,
yeah.
They can.
So it's important to have all of those things in writing. Okay, thank you. What makes estate planning of Honolulu different, would you say?
Well, I really take the time to get to know the client. I don't want to just draft a plan that meets the legal requirements. I want to get to know the client, get to know the dynamics of their family, and draft a plan that's going to make sense for everyone and avoid any of the fighting you were just mentioning. One of the things I always tell my clients is that I want them to be friends at Thanksgiving. I want the plan to give everyone peace of mind, reduce stress, and put the family in a good place.
Yeah. One thing too is, because we've done similar stories where sometimes parents, sometimes, our grandparents or whatever, they don't have an estate plan because they don't want to talk about when they pass, right? They don't want to, but they don't realize, I mean, you're doing your children a favor by getting this done, right?
Yeah, I've had so many people in my office, and they look at me and they say, why didn't Dad take care of this? It puts them in a really, really rough place. And I understand it's not a fun thing to talk about, but what I find is once we've finished the plan, the client can just put it on the shelf, forget about it, and not have that moment in the middle of the night when they wake up and realize they're not providing for their family.
Yeah, it's a tough conversation to have, and even for children to bring up to their parents, because it's almost like, it's like hurrying up, will you go so I can get your stuff, but that's not what this is about at all.
No, it's about having a power of attorney. It's about having a health care directive. It's making sure that everything is just, that there are no red tape involved.
Sure.
It really makes things a lot easier on the family through a very difficult time.
Yeah. For people who want more information about your company, how can they get in touch with you, or maybe even to make an appointment?
Yeah, if they want to just give me a call, my number is 808 594-9917, or they could reach me through my website, Estate Planning of Honolulu. I always offer a free consultation, so we can schedule an appointment, sit down, go over their situation, and draft a plan that makes sense for them.
Okay, great. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.